Well, Donald Trump is taking part in two fundraisers today as he looks to bolster his campaign's funding, starting off at a luncheon in Georgia, then traveling to Florida this evening for a fundraiser just outside Orlando.
This comes on the heels of an event over the weekend where the former president's campaign says they raised over $50 million. For more on the race, let's bring in CBS News campaign reporter Jake Rosen. Jake, good to see you. So where is the Trump campaign currently, financially speaking?
So the Trump campaign says that they raised over $60 million in March, and that would leave them with about $90 million cash on hand at the beginning of this month. Now, that is dwarfed by what the Biden campaign has right now, with over $160 million in their coffers. The big thing here for the Trump campaign is they need to keep pumping in these fundraisers, as we saw, and as you just said, Vlad, there was the big fundraiser on Saturday in Palm Beach and these two fundraisers today. Now, that money that was raised in on Saturday does not apply to these numbers that we're talking about here. But the Trump campaign, basically had a disadvantage going into 2016, and they won. And in 2020, they had a massive war chest that did not gain them victory. So the Trump campaign kind of balancing bringing in all this money and how they're going to use it best, as President Biden and the DNC are sitting on a lot of cash right now as the general election kicks off.
Georgia, as you know, is a key swing state in the 2024 election. Trump won it in 2016. He lost it in 2020. He's in Atlanta today. What are you going to be listening out for?
Well, two things. Does Trump mention DA Fani Willis in Fulton County and the drama that kind of has unfolded there over the last month or two? Also, former President Trump could potentially, and I expect him to, talk about the hush money trial that could potentially start in New York on Monday. This is the first time that Trump has actually been brought to trial out of all these different cases against him, and he has already ranted starting this morning on his social media platform Truth Social about the case and blaming President Biden and Democrats for all these charges.
What is emerging as the strongest fundraising message for Trump?
Well, the biggest thing, Vlad, is these legal charges from what I've seen and from the research that I've done in FEC reports. As we saw last year, after that Fulton County mugshot came out, the Trump campaign had its biggest fundraising day of 2023. And kind of as we go forward and as these legal cases kick off, we even saw it last week when former President Trump's assets, or he claimed his assets, could be seized. He was trying to fundraise continuously off of all of that. We'll see. But also, Trump will be back in Georgia to discuss potentially the rhetoric he's had even last week, as CBS News has reported, on the inflammatory rhetoric on migrants and the case of Laken Riley, the University of Georgia nursing student who was killed by a man who was in the United States illegally. Trump has repeatedly made her case one of many that he's brought up on the trail.
All right, Jake, thank you very much.